Just a couple things I want to point out to you. First of all, the one thing that I'm seeing that I don't like, I love everything else except for this one thing. You're not respecting getting hit with that stick. Okay, I see people getting tagged literally 6, 7, 8, 9 times. Now, it's totally true what we teach you guys as far as I'd much rather deal with a stick and get hit with a stick as opposed to slash or stab with a knife, right? So we know that, okay? But here's the one thing I want you guys to really pay attention to is really focus on getting that other person in front of them. Because what's happening is that you may be grabbing somebody right here, but this person is sitting right here and they're getting free tags on your head. Right? So just be careful on making sure that that person's a little bit more in front of them right here so they can't get full Babe Ruth swings right in your noggin. Does that make sense? Right? So that's just the first thing I kind of want to point on out so we're all a little bit more aware of that. The next thing I want to make sure we understand from a regular mass attack standpoint. So let's say we have, you know, bad guy here, and good guy right here. These guys are moving on in. We always know what to do. This is basic stuff, right? But I want you guys to take it to the next level and just say this, is that let's just say that we're sitting on here and we have a unilateral move. And what that means is that you have one person move on in, right? So we kind of have a slacker. Does that make sense? When we have a slacker, that's the first situation that I want you guys to be aware of. So the first situation here is we have a slacker. Second situation is that we have somebody, both people rapidly move on in. I'll give you 2 kinds of answers that you could have. So you got a slacker and then you have what we call a rapid round, where you have people just bum rushing you full throttle. Okay? 2 answers here. First answer is that should we gain distance or should we zone faster or make a little bit more of a cut? If we have a slacker, once again, we have somebody kind of move on in, but the other person kind of hang back here. Is that a situation where we want to back on up a little bit more? Or is that a situation where we should zone very, very quickly? What do you think?
Zone.
Okay.
Zone because then it's one-on-one.
Okay.
You can take that person out and the other person's going
Okay.
to be behind them but not as quickly.
Okay, but think about it, right? Okay, but let's go to the next situation here. Rapid one. So now you have both people moving in very, very quickly. Do you want to back up in that situation or do you want to zone more evasively?
Zone.
A and A, right? Okay. Here's the point that I'm trying to get at here, because this, our regular thing of grabbing equalizer, zoning, and working with footwork, that's kind of more basic stuff. We all get that, okay? But I want to kind of take things up to the next level here, because a lot of times you do kind of have that slacker situation where you have one person make the first move. Has anybody seen the YouTube video with the Del Taco fight? Okay, all right. I'll try to put it on our Facebook page. All right, really, really good situation. But a lot of times you'll have that person. You'll have 2 people here, and one of the chasers will make an immediate move, and the other guy will kind of sit back and watch, kind of sees, just kind of see how it's going to go down, right? Here's the answer that I'm looking for, at least one I want you to consider, is that if you have somebody make a unilateral move, that means one person is going to really initiate while the other person kind of sits on back. It's better to move back in that situation. Why? Why is it better to gain distance in that kind of situation?
You can still see what's going on.
Okay, I can still see what's going on, but what else am I doing between the 2 partners? I'm splitting them up even more. If I actually zone on that person, what am I doing? I'm making that the slacker person's job a little bit easier by doing what? Usually moving towards him. All right? So here's the point I'm trying to make. If Paul and Tom stand on up, and we'll say that Paul is the one who really moves in on me. Tom's a little bit more of a slacker. So now I have Paul come on in. So let's say he comes on in. And when I move back, you see now I just naturally gain more distance with the slacker. Does that make sense? If I would happen to go ahead and zone immediately here, okay, now what have I just done? Yeah. And this is the situation that created a couple more of those free shots with the stick. Does that make sense to you guys? That's why I'm bringing it up right now. All right, let's go in this situation. Let's just take it back to a regular mass attack situation. So these guys will be empty-handed. And let's say they both come on in. What happens if I keep on backing up?
We're going to catch up with you.
Yeah. They're running forward, I'm running backwards. Who's going to run faster?
They are.
Yeah. Okay?
Over your feet too.
Yeah, yeah. So it's more important when you have somebody, when you have two people moving more rapidly like that your zoning has to be sharper. Does that make sense? In that kind of situation. Thanks, guys. So, right answer is this. Slacker, gain more distance. Rapid, zone faster, zone more evasively. Okay? Does that make a little bit more sense? You'll get that a lot when you start getting people a little bit more tired too, because you'll have a little bit more slacker, you know? But I also want to bring this up because in this class, like I said, what I just saw from you guys in those drills, I love 99% of it. Very, very aggressive. I like the energy. I like the flow and everything like that. But when you have people moving that quickly, that aggressively, if you're not zoning right immediately, you have problems. Notice that in our regular mass attack kind of three-step thing, equalizer, okay, then zoning, then footwork, not once did we ever say gain distance, back on up. We never ever said that, okay, right? That was never a thing. You take a look at this right here. Distancing is obviously an option right here because now we're dealing with a weapon situation. That's the only exception. But other than that, we're getting right to the meat of the matter here, right? So, pay attention to when you're in a mass attack situation. Do you have more of kind of a slacker scenario or do you have more of a rapid scenario? And that's going to help you get through your guys quicker. Because if not, if you mismatch them, then you're making your job more difficult. If you go ahead in a slacker situation and you zone fast, you've now made it easier for the slacker. On the other hand, if you have a rapid situation, you're backing on up, you can really start creating the momentum where you just start backpedaling. It's just a matter of time to they catch up on you, or what Tom said, you trip over yourself or trip over something and really get yourself in trouble. Make sense, everybody?